Welcome back
Yeah.
to episode 12 of the Lookout Podcast. That's number 12. And we are hanging on here to one of the final. I guess this would be the final episode of this saga of discussing this. I am Meelz. I am here with the Platinum Chanel boy, Jeff himself. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great, man. It's been a long day, but it's only 5 p.m. So here we are, man.
Listen, we're here. We're ready to talk about Dragon Ball.
This Dragon Ball Z.
Listen, I'm
in real life.
We've been talking about this for so long.
I'm not bored yet.
I'm not bored yet. I mean, I ran through it. It's a lot of episodes to cover. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of episodes to cover. I have no idea. I found myself like forcibly injecting episodes into my brain to manage to catch up with the schedule that we record and then
just, like watching Super on Saturdays.
Yeah, and then just trying to like just trying to like, okay, this happened. What does this mean? All this other things.
Yeah, piece it together, tie it together, find little stuff that you missed when you were younger, shit like that.
It was an entirely. It's not the longest, arc in the Dragon Ball series, because that probably still belongs to Frieza, and or maybe it belongs to the Buu Saga. I don't know. The Buu Saga was kind of long. Like
Buu Saga was long, but wasn't it? I mean, it was split though. Didn't they name one was about Babidi, and then
there was the Other World tournament. Like it was like the Other World tournament,
and then but it's all. I mean, it's.
And then there was like the Great Saiyan Man saga, and I was like, all right,
yeah, which was basically a saga of filler.
Yeah, it was well, both of them were filler.
Yeah,
like. You return back from like watching, the massive shit with Cell, and then it's like, oh, we're in for at least 2 months of filler.
But I really do enjoy Buu animation for the most part. We'll get into that if we decide to get to that.
We'll talk about the animation during this entire thing, man. There's a change in animation in this saga that's just like incredible, and
Are you watching in dub or sub?
For the Cell saga, or
like just for the stuff that we've been going through.
Okay, so I don't have time to watch both, so I watched the dub. But
I've been watching dub too, just to be honest with you.
So but there are at times I'm just like, I think the sub is very useful.
It is,
and a lot more closer to the actual things that they're saying instead of all the funny shit that they're saying.
Yeah, they do. They move a few words around. I watched it sub maybe like 2 years ago or something like that. I mean, I've seen it in sub a few times, but last time I watched it dub was like when it was coming out, and then like right now. And besides like little moments where I just turned it on, but like I never really bought the Blu-rays because I just think they're overpriced. Mm-hmm. Like I love Dragon Ball Blu-rays, but the way that they put them out is like, oh well, here's 20 episodes in this one saga. And then buy the rest of and then it's like $60 for the Blu-ray, and I'm like, I'm not buying this.
It's terrible. Like I'm not. That's it. First of all, that's just a waste of money.
It is, bro. It's on 2 different streaming sites that I know personally, and I'm sure there's other ways to watch it too.
Yeah, I just bought for the first time, and probably you inspired me for this. I finally bought the manga. The Dragon Ball manga, and I showed you on Instagram and all this other stuff. The fact that they come in so many parts, and like all the parts just aren't available wherever the hell I'm getting it from. I was gonna shout them out, but I don't know.
Well, I like buying manga. The issue, it's like you just said, bro. It's like you gotta to complete it, unless you have like a real passion for having physical books. Mm-hmm. It's a lot to keep up.
Which I could care less for at this point. But it's been a lot of episodes. I believe we covered 73 episodes, or is it 76? It might be 76. 76 episodes of the Cell Saga arc. We are running here on the last couple, and we're starting off. If you're wondering where we're starting off now, we're starting off episode. I want to say episode. If we're talking about the dub, we're talking about episode 154. So we're going through from 154 all the way to 179. So this is a ton of episodes.
Yeah,
a ton of stuff happens. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, though, we have to play our favorite game.
Oh yeah,
we have to play And I did that long intro on purpose just so you could forget.
Wow. I know, right? Like now that I thought you were just about to get into what we were about to talk, and then I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, so back to on the last time. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh my god! So we gotta play our favorite game. Our favorite game to stump everyone. We love stumping ourselves. Maybe next time we'll stump a guest. Who knows? We played last time on the look.
Whatever, man. Let's get it done, man. Last time on the
Jeff,
lookout.
are you ready? Are you gonna put your stopwatch too? Because you never believe 30 seconds go by as quick as they.
I trust you now because I'm thinking 30 seconds. I don't even know. Come on, man. I'm gonna make the best out of this, bro.
Are you ready for last time on
the thing is, the trick is you can't try to go too fast.
No.
You have to really be, but whatever. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's time against you. We're gonna play right now. Last time on the lookout, and go.
All right, God help me. Last time on the lookout, Vegeta and Trunks came out the hyperbolic time chamber. They find Cell. Cell's in this ugly phase. Just got injured. Team beat her ass a little bit. They're bulky as fuck. Goku and Vegeta are about to go into the time chamber. Gohan's going crazy because it's too much. He said, "I'm gonna train you as hard as possible." Gohan goes Super Saiyan for a little bit. Goku's making jokes. Cell finds 17.
Done.
How many more seconds do I have?
You're done.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, the last time on the lookout is not for the weak at heart.
No, it's not, bro.
It's
I
not.
need a script. You know what? Next time, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have a script down and I'm gonna practice it. Do I even have time for that? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I've been watching so much Dragon Ball Z. When can I sit down and script a 30-second last time?
We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure it out. When we handle this, we're gonna figure it out.
Dragon Ball commentator, man. It's a difficult job to fit that in there. Shouts people who do that for a living.
Listen, he only has to do it for one episode though, so don't give him that much credit, my man.
That is very fair.
He only has to do it for one episode,
and I'm sure he has a script in front of him, and he has all the information he needs.
And Trunks talked to Cell for the entire episode, and they talked about their past and shared anecdotes about how they came to this timeline and all this other shit. So you know what? That is what it is. Thanks. Let's get into the episode, and I want to talk about first. Because we're talking about the filler before the tournament. Yeah. And they did a great, I'm not sure. Was this included in the manga? I think it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
The filler before the tournament.
Hey, send me the notes real quick.
No problem. It was used as comic relief for the most part. Pretty much comic relief in developing and comic relief and sort of just saying, listen, there's too much tense stuff going on. Yeah. People are having nervous breakdowns. We just announced this tournament where the entire world is on the line. Cell just became perfect. Trunks just,
it was a lot of chaos.
Became huge. All this other stuff. Listen, there was a lot.
Even the way Cell announced it, he literally crashed a news station to tell the world that this was what's going to happen, and if nobody can beat me, basically, this is the end of you guys. So, yeah, it's pretty tense.
That was some bullshit, actually.
Yeah, it was some bullshit.
Great
scene, by the way. Him, floating up into the news building in different stations.
At some point, Goku says, you know what? We're not training. We're not going to do the entire 10 days of training. I'm done training. I just trained for the better part of a year. We're not going to train considering this tournament. We're just going to spend our time and we're going to enjoy ourselves. And that really...
Vegeta is like blasphemy. He was not trying. He looked at Goku like, "What are you talking about, bro?
What do you even? You're not gonna train." And he was just like, "You must think you're stronger than me." And he was like, "I kind of am. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you." Like,
yeah, man,
the disparity between Goku and Vegeta's strength has always been the sort of weird thing because no matter how hard Vegeta trains and how much the volume he trains, he never really seems to be as strong as Goku. Whereas I don't know necessarily Goku's training techniques that allows him to be stronger than Vegeta, but you know what?
I mean, I just think Goku's naturally gifted and Vegeta can't understand that because he's the prince.
At least not right now.
At least not right now. Yeah, at least not right now.
This introduces the sort of filler where we get Gohan to save his neighborhood and he meets General Tao. General Tao, a name that we have not seen in a very long time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually,
man.
I
I love when they do stuff like that. I love when they
yeah,
go back to like old locations from Dragon Ball.
or introduce characters from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Right, right. Or I love when like they show the same animals that Goku dealt with, and then Gohan has to deal with like the same animal at the
Yeah,
same age.
I love it just because I feel like with Dragon Ball Z, while there's things that lend itself from Dragon Ball, like the characters, there's really nothing or no real strong callbacks to Dragon Ball.
No,
And
you're right.
I think that's evident by the majority of the audience experiencing Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
and not Dragon Ball. And you really didn't really need to know about Dragon Ball until you met Dragon Ball Z. You just kind of assumed these characters where they were. You just kind of assumed Yamcha was kind of weak. Tien was also a little bit stronger, but kind of weak. Chaozu was a clown. Krillin is the best friend, and Goku is the main character. And then you introduce to all these like Gohan and Vegeta and all these things. So I like when they call back to Dragon Ball because it really gives people, if you watch Dragon Ball, you enjoy it. If you like Dragon Ball Z, you feel, I guess, you feel necessary to go back and find out what General Tao is. And you realize he had a pretty big role in one of the tournaments.
It's like Dragon Ball that was like, I want to say it was like 84.
Mm-hmm.
And it went for like, or as far as the manga, I know the anime went for like 3 years. You're talking like 86 to 89.
Yeah.
So like I was born in 1990. So Dragon Ball was not predominantly, at least for me, when I first watched Dragon Ball Z, I really had no idea what Dragon Ball was.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't shown in America. I feel, well, maybe it was. I actually don't know.
It might have. We were not born, or we were just too young to know where to watch it.
According to Wikipedia, it did air in America, but just the first 13 episodes. I don't think it was that popular.
Okay.
But then when everything happened at the
first 13 episodes, so what? That's the first season, basically. So basically, they did the first.
Yeah, they did the first season where Emperor Pilaf and all the cool stuff happened.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Okay,
cool.
So we see General Tao. Goku has an interaction with General Tao as well in his quest to collect the Dragon Balls, and we'll talk a little bit about why he's collecting the Dragon Balls at this point. But he meets in General Tao. They have a really funny interaction. Goku has to figure out this puzzle in order to obtain the Dragon Balls. To me, it's a really great set of episodes, and a very relaxing, non-taxing set of episodes to
you just get to enjoy it.
Yeah, you just get to enjoy. You get to enjoy Goku and his character. You get to enjoy Gohan, his character. General Tao, the weird Italian mob boss guy, also lends himself to this. It's probably closer to Dragon Ball than it is anything in Dragon Ball Z.
You get some more dope fits. Like I just honestly.
How do you feel about the slacks with the jacket?
Shit's hard, bro.
Is it a mint green?
What was it? Was it
Goku's
fit?
Goku's fit, yes.
I think it was mint green, or it was a green. It was hard. I mean, I don't know who designs the clothes, but that shit is hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get into it because even Dragon Ball fashion is fire too.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing, man.
We see that we have, but the reason why he's collecting the Dragon Balls is at some point, there were Earth's special forces, armed forces, not special forces. The special forces are the one that we're talking about.
Yeah,
the armed forces. Yeah, the military decide, hey, we're gonna attack Cell, and Cell decides to wipe them all out because really,
you got to give him more than that.
Wait, all right.
Listen, man. So, first of all, Goku's driving the whip. They listening to the radio. Chi-Chi's with him. Gohan's with him.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was with him? Somebody else was with him, wasn't there? I think it was
Krillin.
Krillin was with him. Okay, so they're all in the car. They're listening to the radio. Military pulled up on Cell. Cell's kind of like, really not bothered by it until they start really shooting at him. And that didn't really bother him. But then he was like, all right, well, now that y'all got all that done, it's my turn. And he wipes him out in 10 seconds. Goku's flipping out, listening to the radio. Leaves everybody in the car except for, who did he take with him? Krillin?
No, he didn't really take any.
Did not take anybody with him?
I don't think he took anybody with him.
He just left him in the whip.
I
Nobody
think he
else
just
could
left
drive.
him in the whip. Yeah, no one could drive.
Chi-Chi made it clear to the audience that Goku left them and nobody has a license.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the way Cell destroyed the military was phenomenal. Like it's really the first time you see like Perfect Cell really like that power. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just human beings, but they showcase what he can do to a mass of people fast.
As someone who is threatening, if no one beats me in this tournament, I will destroy the world. You really kind of see how swiftly and how powerfully he can actually do that.
Absolutely.
So Goku goes to the lookout and he's just like, we need to find a new guardian. I need to know where the Nameks are. No one knows where the Nameks are. So he flies over to King Kai's planet. King Kai's like, maybe he can find it from here, and he eventually does. He goes to the new Namek, and he comes back with Dende.
Pulls up Namek, asks a few questions. They're like, "Oh yeah, hey, white man from another world, take Dende. He's smart."
Listen, it's a lot of I don't know if it's symbolism, but it's definitely something that's just like happened before in American history of a white man showing up.
Sounds like it, right?
White man showing up to a native, country and deciding, listen, give me your poor, you're tired.
Give me your smartest kid.
Yeah. and we will use him.
It's literally America, bro.
For our own purpose. So you know what? Shout out to this blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Oh man,
gentleman. I don't know if we talk about the semantics of just how.
Oh man, I don't want to take it there, bro. I don't want to take it there.
The racial optics in Dragon Ball, but
I ain't seen no black Saiyans. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's all I'm trying to say. I mean, listen, Goku's eyes were different. When Goku stayed Super Saiyan as a blonde, his eyes were different the entire time.
You're right.
They designed his eyes. They didn't design his eyes the way they designed it when you fighting people. Nah, they designed it. It was the doughy-eyed, blue-eyed.
Do the streets need a black Super Saiyan or a black Saiyan?
A black Saiyan.
Could you imagine? If?
Right. Well, you know what?
Listen. What I'm trying to say is like, whenever the series comes back, this is kind of off subject. Whenever the series comes back. And we go and visit the other, the other planet with the new Saiyans. What if there's some Negroes there, man? Some Negro Saiyans. Wouldn't that be fire? Although they don't need monkey tails. Can't have that.
Can't have that. It's not.
No. Not these Saiyans can't turn to monkeys. That's the last thing they need. They don't need no problematic. I just want a black Saiyan who looks cool.
Just want a cool black casual. Listen, isn't Kale's a little fair? She's a little on the.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
mixed, I don't know.
To be fair, at a certain point, they started giving them all tans. Like, there's some episodes where Goku has he's like my color, like he's like legit, like he's brown skinned. I don't know if he's just got a tan, and then they bring him back to his regular skin color.
All right. You know what? We'll get to the bottom of this eventually.
I think that's something they should discuss. And there's not enough women. There's not enough women doing fire things. I'm glad that they introduced, the girls, Saiyans and Super, of course. But I want to see more of that. So, but anyways,
we get to he gets Dende, brings Dende back to Earth, and Dende becomes the new guardian. Designs a new dragon. Puts more power in the dragon. To me, when Dende decides, listen, I can make the dragon with 2 wishes. Everyone should have been like, and what the fuck was Kami doing?
Yeah, bro. And that's at that point, I'm asking Piccolo, like, bro, talk to your mans. Like, this kid can make 2 wishes.
I can revert the wishing power into bringing multiple people back at once instead of one person back at once. And I was just like,
bro, I'm over. Everybody should just look. They should have had a moment where everybody looked at Piccolo like.
Devil's advocate. I feel like Kami was just like, these are sacred. They shouldn't be used that often. We cannot be bringing back waves of people all at once. It just feels like a recipe for disaster. I can't give too much leeway with these things, and that's maybe why he made it as limited as they did.
That's fair.
But then they do abuse them.
That. Yeah. They do abuse the wishes. I mean, Goku's been back. who knows how many times at this point. Everybody's been wished back.
It becomes a storyline in GT about how much they abuse the Dragon Balls.
All I know is in Dragon Ball, the very first wish was for a nice pair of panties. So the very first wish on a Dragon Ball that we know of was for a fresh pair of panties.
There we go.
Came a long way.
A long way. So Dende is here. We have a new dragon. We have new Dragon Balls. We can wish back people. This is amazing. Because we're about to go in this major fight with Cell, and we may need to wish back a couple. We already know a couple people. The Cell games. Let's see. Well, actually, no. We're back. Piccolo and Vegeta are doing their hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta's an asshole.
Did Vegeta go in by himself?
Vegeta went in by himself. He 100% went in by himself. Did you peep the moment? And I posted it on Twitter. The moment where Piccolo steps out of the hyperbolic.
This is my favorite part. I'm really glad you're highlighting this.
And Vegeta says,
"What do you say, man?"
Vegeta says, "What were you doing in there? Taking a nap? You don't feel any stronger."
Yeah, dog. That's the hardest shit I heard.
You don't seem any stronger.
A dramatic entrance. All right, out of my way. Wow, Piccolo's power has gone way up. That's funny. You haven't changed at all. What were you doing in there? Taking a nap?
You know why it's funny? Because he really didn't have to even come at Piccolo like that about it.
No, he didn't at all.
Piccolo's not a threat. It's not. They don't really talk to each other a whole lot, anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess Vegeta was just like, "Yo, you're just wasting everybody's time. What'd you go in there for? What were you doing?
Taking a nap? My God, the gall of this motherfucker." And then he goes in, and it's that classic meme gif.
Yeah.
Where he steps in, and he's like, "I'm about to fuck this shit up."
He has that creep smile on the way closing the door.
He's pretty much like, let a real nigga handle this.
Man, dude, Vegeta is really top notch. Just jokes this whole thing.
This whole entire thing. Even though, if I was Piccolo, I'm like, weren't you just the one who got played by Cell?
Yeah, but Piccolo Knight.
Piccolo's not even about that action.
Piccolo does pick and choose his fights.
Yes, he does.
Let's be clear. Yeah, he's not really one. As a matter of fact, I hear him praise Vegeta a whole lot. It's usually on some side stuff like how great of a warrior he is, or him being stubborn. But he always goes into how great of a warrior he is. To be honest, I've seen Piccolo. I've seen Piccolo, give Goku more bars than Vegeta. I think he might be scared of Vegeta a little bit.
A little bit, maybe. Who knows? You're setting everything up for the entire tournament. The last thing we see Goku before he leaves Chi-Chi's house. Chi-Chi says, "Please do not let Gohan fight," and Goku's just like, gotta go. And she's just like, "He couldn't even promise me." And all she can do at that point is just wish for something. But little did she know, that'll probably be the last time for a number of years that she would see Goku.
Man, that's some foreshadowing.
Quick question.
What's up?
At what point during this entire 9 days do you think they conceive Goten?
I was just about to ask you this. That's hilarious that you say that, dude. Holy crap. Okay, so let's just look at what it's looking like. So
there was at least a couple days he was looking for Dragon Balls.
I feel like it was that last day.
It was that last day before he left.
I think Goku's really
Gohan was at the lookout.
Gohan was at the lookout.
Gohan was at the lookout, hanging out with Dende.
Hanging out with Dende. Look, so at this point, Yamcha's went home.
Yamcha's gone.
That's like an ongoing 3-week joke right now. Yeah, but Yamcha's gone home. So he went to the crib. We know Goku gets right to business. He only needed one day. He already told Vegeta that he don't kiss Chi-Chi at all.
Yeah.
So he got right to business, and here we are, man. I think it was on that last day, and the way Goku left the crib, I've seen that wave and that leave many times.
Now Ox King is usually there.
Ox King was probably out like doing something else or chilling or fishing or
somewhere
whatever,
else. Had to be.
But shouts Ox King. He does always look out for Chi-Chi when nobody else is there.
Pretty much.
These are facts.
He loves
good
Chi-Chi.
dad, real good dad.
I mean, at this point, he has to. His house burned down. His castle burned down. He really has no other place to go.
But man, I guess I want to say Goten was probably conceived on that last day, right when Goku was dipping out.
That last day.
Ideal, right? I mean, that's probably why Goku was like, "I'm not going back in the time chamber, bro. I got ass to get.
I got all types of shit. Y'all can. I don't know what y'all be doing in that time chamber for so damn long, but your boy ain't doing it again.
Nigga,
your boy has needs."
Goku was like, "Bro, that was taxing on my body and my kid's body. Like, I'm not going back in there for a while.
I got needs, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
I know Vegeta, you there flying through space all your life. Maybe you don't, have the urges from every time. You know what? We've gone way too far.
Yeah, we're getting out, but yeah.
Let's get to the Cell games, and I call this part the pregame to the Cell games because we eventually get to the Cell games. It's the day of the Cell games, and we've got so many different characters pulling up. We've got
jobbers.
We've got Hercule Satan, who, quite honestly, I feel like we should do a mini character profile on him because he is not someone. I think he's someone that, because of how funny and how comical and how light the aura he brings to the series, they decided to keep him because he's the overinflated, macho, someone who doesn't deserve it, but is still the Earth's hero anyway. And he brings that sort of flavor to the anime, and he ends up staying. He pretty much, from here on out, I don't know if he's part of the Z Fighters, but he's definitely part of something.
He's
part of the family.
Hercule is Mr. Satan, triple six, Mr. Satan, man. When I was younger, I didn't appreciate his character. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. I thought it was annoying. I just wanted it to kind of like get on. But when I got older, I kind of understood his wit and the comic relief of it all.
What he brings to the series,
and then what he represents later. Yeah, what he represents later, and so it all definitely comes together. But yeah, man, Hercule is a character, man. He's something else.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Satan is here. Yeah! So put your hands together for Mr. Satan! Mr. Satan is now making his way to the ring.
You're going down!
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, the tournament's about to begin! And Mr. Satan is already declaring his victory. But wait, folks. Even with the world's strongest man about to challenge him, Cell remains as calm as a cucumber.
Well then, let's begin.
So, it looks like Cell's anxious to get the show on the road. And so are we. Ladies and gentlemen, let the Ultimate Games begin!
He's a character. He's
world
the first
champ.
one. He's the first one who pulls up. He's the first one who's just like, yo, I'm about to take on Cell. But then we get introductions from two other, I would say like fourth tier characters. Like they're just not even worth talking about. And we talk about Karoni and Piroshki, Mr. Satan's pupils, who are just like, listen, I'm getting in too. I'm getting in. I'm gonna be the one who defeats Cell. We see everyone pull up. Vegeta pulls up first, and he pulls up alone. He wasn't with everybody.
We see how much that does for him. Pulling up alone anywhere is never good for him. But,
we see the rest of the Z Fighters pull up. I'm talking about Goku. I'm talking about Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien. They're like, we're not fighting, but we're just going to show up anyway, just in case y'all need backup or something.
Yeah. Hey, who's got the best fit? Who's got the best ready to go fit? Who pulled up?
I'm fond of, okay, All right.
I really love Gohan in the Piccolo.
I like
shoulder
Gohan.
pads,
I was gonna say
like the purple the purple Piccolo joint with the brown whatever shoes and the burgundy belt and the white shoulder cape. Nigga, that shit's hard, bro.
It was pretty tough. Like
with Gohan's hair already Super Saiyan out.
But also Tien, you're in my white tee. Like my man is.
Yeah, Tien was laxed. He knew he wasn't fighting.
Yeah, he wasn't fighting. He wasn't
Tien was like, yo,
my nigga had his shirt on and everything. He was like, nah, we not doing that.
16's. I always thought 16's fit was underrated. That neon green with the new Capsule Corp logo. Come on,
the new. All right, so they could have if they were gonna do renovations, it should have been more than just a sticker. I got 2 belt stickers that can stick on shit.
Yeah, I guess they could have changed the color.
They could have got it something, but we see Android 16 pulls up, and Krillin is the one to greet him. Krillin is just like he's the ambassador between androids and humans at this point. God. And Goku,
he's the reason all this is happening. By the way,
it really is. He's a major reason. Goku pulls up like, "Hey, my name is Goku," and 16 is just like,
"I know, nigga. I know who you are, bro.
I know who you are. I know everything about you.
We'll talk soon.
I was designed to kill you, but I've chosen not to," is what he says.
My man Goku's like, "All right." Then he look over to Krillin and he's like, "This guy's fucking weird."
He's like, sense of humor on this guy or something like that.
Yeah, some jokey moment.
Hiroshi and Kuroni are the first people to enter the Cell games. They're handled pretty, pretty easily. They don't really get a chance. They get an episode, but they don't really stand a chance. Hercule is up next, and he himself, while he tries to, the thing is that he has a reputation to keep up, which is pretty much the entire basis of him here in this tournament, is that he is known as the world's strongest fighter. He is the most popular fighter on Earth. I mean, he's got kids that love him. He's got adults that love him. He is world renowned and world beloved by everybody. But he's a bum.
He just talks. He has a mouth. That's it.
He's a bum compared to everybody else. So he gets in the ring with Cell and he starts laying some kicks in, but Cell is not even a flinch, not anything. He's probably wondering when Goku's gonna get in on some of this action, and I think with just I'm not sure how I forgot exactly how he eliminates him, but it's just Cell. I
think he just puts his arm out.
Yeah,
like his arms were folded over, and he just smacks Hercule into the mountain.
Oh right, yes he does.
Yeah,
he just right into the mountain.
That was it, bro. It was over. And then
it was over.
I think Cell looks at Goku. He's like, "All right, you ready?"
Ready. Hercule tries to play it off in front of the news reporter. News reporter, also in this madness as well.
Bro. Hey, news reporter plays a big role, and not just the culture in general. Like he gets video game spots. Like I don't know if you noticed, but I know you don't play any like major systems, but that reporter is like in every game.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like they use him for replay action stuff, and like his voice is used sometimes when you're clicking on certain icons. Like, yeah, he ended up getting a lot of attention just outside of this. So.
His name is Jimmy Firecracker.
Jimmy Firecracker,
and he is the ZTV play-by-play announcer for the Cell games. We'd see him. We'd see who's that other announcer guy? Why did he get his spot?
Oh, the dude with the backwards hat who's got the camera?
No, I'm talking about the guy who usually MCs the world tournaments, the world martial arts tournaments. Homie with the blonde hair.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know his name. He probably. Who knows, man? Who knows, man? He wasn't ready for this, man.
His name is. Let's see, what's his name? You know what? We'll get to him in a future saga, eventually. But he plays a part as well. But now we get to what we're here to get to.
Yeah,
and that is the fight with Cell. And Cell could not be any more excited for this battle.
Yeah, at this point, he hasn't really tested out his true power against an actual worthy opponent. Correct. Right. I mean, he had little run-ins, when he first transformed with
Vegeta and
Trunks, but it wasn't. He already knew at that point, like
he knows Goku is the main course, and this is someone. Goku versus Cell, for Goku, it's a chance to really fight someone who is legitimately one of the strongest beings in the universe, which he lives for.
That's it. That's all he lives for.
With Cell, it's a chance to take this perfect body that he's been trying to, grab for the last umpteen years right now, and be able to use it and really really be able to test out what he can do. He also has Saiyan DNA in him, so for the same reasons that Vegeta and Goku want to experience this fight, he does as well. He wants to see how strong he is compared to the living legend named Goku. So the first question I want to ask, and I don't know if we'll go through this fight, we won't go through it in sort of a timeline wise, but I want to know, did this fight live up to the hype? Because Cell and Goku had two brief interactions with each other before this, not touching each other. It was kind of like built up in a way, and sort of like a WrestleMania type feel.
Transmission there.
Yeah, he transmission there. Both times where he say Piccolo and Tien, and then he transmissions to the thing and asks and just says, "Listen, I'm entering this tournament. Just want to let you know." But in terms of just the sheer magnitude of this fight, did it live up to the hype?
I think it's a little underwhelming, but I think it's properly done though. I think for once they gave, there was some really cool spots. Like, don't get me wrong, like the things that the big stuff that did happen was awesome.
Right.
But of course, when it ends, you know why it went that way. But right. I think it was underwhelming on purposely. I think it was just right. You got to see some new Goku techniques. You got to see what Cell had up his sleeve and what he actually knew what was going on. But I don't. It's not one of my favorite fights. It's a good fight though.
You know what? I think to me, it's probably, I don't know if it's one of my favorite, but I would say it's a good fight. And I'd say,
do you think they wanted to make sure that they got this Gohan plot in? They wanted Goku. I mean, because you end up knowing the purpose of why this fight went this way when it's over. But it's just, I think for once they're like, okay, let's make Cell the most interesting after dealing with this Goku situation. And it's like, because you don't want to give too much of what he's all about.
I think they wanted to do this because I feel like for the entire saga, we weren't, besides probably Piccolo and Android 17, we weren't given a fight with sort of action behind it. A lot of things were very one-sided. A lot of things included a lot of talking as well. Yeah. Whereas Goku versus Cell in this sort of battle, it wasn't really much talking to be done. This was a lot more techniques. And we went through, this battle goes through about 3 or 4 episodes of them going back and forth. We see Cell's tricks. He's, using all the moves that he acquired from the Z Warriors. We see Goku's tricks where he shows his full strength and he ends up being stronger than anyone imagined.
I was about to say, the first 1.5 episodes, it's like, then they finally go, okay, you ready to do this?
Real? It was a warm up and everyone just couldn't believe.
Yeah.
Everyone except Gohan could not believe.
Gohan, see, man, okay. So when we get into whatever happens to Gohan, man, I really want to talk about this build up, his build up in general and what 100%. It means to the franchise. So.
We had a lot of battles, and I think this is probably, to me, this was the most back and forth battle we ever had in Dragon Ball, and it might be somewhere tied maybe with Goku versus Vegeta in the Buu saga, and both of these had kind of weird finishes as well. But this is one where they were just essentially going at each other completely. From start to finish. When they got rid of the warm-up, when they do that, they started punching each other. The super speed battles, they would go that. It ended up being less of it ended up being kind of like chess.
It had important filler moments in the fight. The fight had little moments where they may just be talking, or they're kind of talking while they're fighting. And they're but the stuff matters so much this time. It seemed like it was just supposed to happen this way.
There was a moment where there was a moment where Cell is just like, he notices Goku about to fall out a couple times of the ring, and he knows it'd be over. But his insatiable sort of hunger for competition, he's just like, "Yo, is this ring getting in your way?" And Goku's like, "Yeah,
it's that Saiyan shit, bro."
And it's just like, all right, fuck it, we blowing up the ring, and he blows up the ring, and suddenly the rules are out the window. Suddenly, nothing is on the table, but.
Again, Cell and those Saiyan cells inside his body are. It's almost like what Cell bashed Vegeta for. He didn't realize that he had some of that in him as well.
Right. Listen, we got the Cell using multiple techniques, him destroying the ring. I want to talk about probably the coldest moment of this battle, and I think we both know what you're talking about. And it's the instant transmission Kamehameha.
Yeah, changed the game. It changed the game. It's Goku's latest and greatest.
To me, it's probably one of the greatest things that he's ever done, because beyond just being just overly strong, this really showed this entire Cell Saga arc, this entire Cell games kind of showed the mental fortitude that Goku really had, because he was thinking way more than it feels like he does in any other of these battles. I mean, usually sometimes his battles are sort of like a test of strength, or trying to save good from evil. He's really becoming very tactical in everything that he's doing.
Do you think that comes from the fact that he knew, that they've been teasing since they all stepped out of hyperbolical time chamber that he's just not sure if anybody can beat him? He was just like, I mean, I don't know. Cell he's different, like he said it the whole time leading up to the Cell games, and you fight him, and it's just the first time where like Goku seems very uneasy. Like his fight with Frieza was his anger built. I think he had a mission, and he was like, I'm gonna accomplish this mission because of what this man has done, or what this alien has done. So it's just like Cell is just like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So he's really pulling out real ass cold tricks, trying to make sure he can potentially end this.
Look, Goku! He's way up there. Hey, what's he doing?
Kame! Everyone, get down! Take cover! Get moving! Goku's releasing the Kamehameha!
Goku wouldn't dare emit the Kamehameha wave attack from there. He'll destroy the Earth if he dies.
Just relax, guys. Goku's crazy, but he's not that crazy. There's nothing to worry about.
No! Goku!
No! Don't do it! Please, Dad, don't!
No, he wouldn't!
He sets up for the Kamehameha, and everyone's just like, yo, is he really about to shoot it from there? My God. And when he surprises everyone by using the instant transmission, and then sort of...
Was he in the air?
He was in the air, and then
I think they were like, "You're gonna destroy the world" or something. Yeah, like, you're gonna blow this place up.
That Kamehameha will destroy everything if you manage to hit it. But it looks like Goku was going for it. Cell couldn't believe it at the time. He was just like, "Yo, there's no way he actually does this." He uses the instant transmission. He shows up point blank range.
Oh man!
Boom!
Just awesome.
All of his energy right into Cell, and he blows Cell's head off, literally.
Yeah. Literally awesome. Like it's must see
limbs, chest, brain. Anybody else would have been gone. Mm-hmm. And we know that throughout the series, Goku really doesn't kill people.
It's a blind side Kamehameha wave hit. Like, you literally, any other time, it's whether somebody knows they're about to get hit with it or they're shooting something back.
Yeah.
Or, but this is like, it's a direct hit. Like, instant transmission, right up on Cell, half your body's gone.
Headshot. It doesn't end Cell.
No, of course not.
Because he can regenerate, which becomes a thing.
Yeah. Thanks, Piccolo.
They remind us multiple times through this that he can regenerate. And he frankly
does it more than fucking Piccolo does it.
Yeah, he pretty much does. Goku's lost a large amount of energy after this, and he tries to continue fighting, but he really kind of knows that
was it.
There's no way for him to beat Cell. Mm-hmm. And in a shocking twist, he gives up. He's just like, "Yo, I'm done."
So you got to understand, if this was your first time watching it, if this was your 10th time watching it, your 5th time watching it, it's still amazing how that ends. Like, does Goku go back out of Super Saiyan?
No, he doesn't.
Or does he just is he just like I couldn't remember? He's just like
he just stays in the sort of he stays in the Super Saiyan the lax form, the relaxed version.
Okay, right.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm done. There's no way I can beat you. This wouldn't be any fun if we continue to battle because it would just be you pounding me. So
right,
there's no point. There's no point. There's no point to continue fighting.
Which is really smart on Goku's
I'm not stronger
part,
than you. I can't win.
Really smart on Goku's part because you never know what's going to happen. And he may need his strength, like whatever's left later.
Everyone's calling Goku. Vegeta's calling Goku a coward.
I'm about to say he said everybody. It's like, well, just Vegeta.
How could you? Saying blood.
Who damn near is the voice of everybody because he thinks he's right anyways.
Yeah. But he says, I know someone on that rock who can beat you, and he's my son Gohan. And Piccolo goes into protective dad. Piccolo's like, what are you talking about?
I would have smacked the shit out of Piccolo if he was talking to me like that.
He's just a boy.
I would have walked up on him like, bro, if you don't mind your business.
Listen. And Goku sort of recounts everything that he learned about in his training with Gohan. He's like, listen, Gohan has an untapped potential, untapped strength.
You know it. I know it. Everybody here knows it except for Cell. Basically is what he's saying.
He's been keeping up with us for as long as he's been with us. And if there's any one of us that can beat Cell, it's going to be him.
You know what's crazy? It's like, even though Piccolo was shouting these things and people were like, what are you talking about? It's like, I mean, Gohan's probably stronger than all of y'all right now. And like, I'm sure you guys have to have some kind of idea that he's stronger than. I'm like, yo, like, will you calm down, man? Let the kid go fight, man.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't think anyone anticipated how strong Gohan had become because everyone knows Goku as sort of the stronger being, but I don't think anyone anticipated how strong Gohan can become. But eventually Gohan steps up to the plate once he's sort of reassured by his father that he can do it. And he powers up, and a lot of people realize, like, yo, Gohan is stronger than we all think. Like, where did this power come from? But it's
from a culture standpoint and from just influence and what this part of the Cell games means to anime, to Dragon Ball as a series, to fans, Gohan, Teen Gohan, and his awakening, it's undefeated, man. Like, I can't even. Watching this over again, like, I get emotional every time I watch this.
Now, is Goku careless for doing this? Even though we know what the result is he careless for doing this, or do you just feel like he's smart?
I don't think so. I don't think it's careless because at the end of the day, I mean, Vegeta just got the time chamber. Trunks just got the time chamber. Piccolo just got. There's still three pretty strong guys over there, nonetheless. I mean, I know what Cell is, and Goku may still look at Vegeta and Trunks and all of them and say, "You guys aren't really strong enough to take him." But I mean, shit. At least you put Gohan out there. If he ends up being right, then we got that, and if not, then we still got a bunch of other guys just in case. I think it would have been more reckless if at that time, they had went through everybody. I think making Gohan go second was actually really smart.
You win, Cell. I give up. You know, I wasn't sure when I came here today that I'd have what it takes to beat you. I know now that I don't. Fighting you has shown me that there's still a lot I have to work toward. We may be enemies, but today you've given me a valuable opportunity to learn more about myself. And for what it's worth, I thank you.
What's he doing?
He's gone crazy. Cell must have knocked his screws loose.
Quiet, Yamcha. I can't hear what he's saying.
It's pointless for us to continue this fight.
Surely you're joking! You can't just say, I give up and expect to walk away!
Sure I can. You beat me fair and square. I give up.
Goku, I hope you fully appreciate the consequences of your actions. You may quit if you wish, but if there's no one left to fight me, I'm going to reduce this entire planet to rubble!
Not so fast, Cell. I may be giving up, but that doesn't mean the tournament's over. There's still one more person for you to fight.
You're not serious. Who? One of them? And exactly which one of these pitiful specimens did you have in mind, Goku? Who? Trunks? Piccolo? Vegeta? Please, don't waste my time.
So you don't mind if I pick who gets to fight next, do you?
You actually intend to go through with this?
What are you thinking, Kakarot? There must be a plan behind all this insanity.
I know it sounds crazy, but you'll understand soon enough. The person I'm about to name is a lot stronger than I am. So if you enjoyed the challenge of fighting me, Cell, you're going to like this next one even better. Of course, you probably won't feel that way about it after he's beaten you.
What's that?
I said you probably won't feel that way about it after he beats you.
A bold statement. You certainly seem to have a lot of confidence in this mystery fighter of yours.
Huh?
Well, I hope for your sake that your confidence has not been misplaced. Now, where is he? Where is this great invisible champion?
Oh, he's here. He just doesn't know it yet.
I am losing my patience, Goku. Say the name!
All right, I will. All right, guys, I'm afraid that I can't win this fight. I need someone to take over. That someone is you, son.
Kakarot! Gohan! He's going to get his own son killed! That fool!
He wants me to fight? But what can I do? I mean, if my dad can't beat Cell, how can I? It's impossible!
So Goku has now picked Gohan to essentially take his place in the tournament. Like, my God, like what?
Yeah.
Parenting on another level. Like,
It's
I don't know.
Different type of dad, man. It's different type of dad right there.
I don't know. It's like, would you send your child to get his ass kicked to learn a lesson?
So before we get into this real quick, did you see the funny remake from the tournament in Super where Gohan throws Jiren a sensu bean?
No, I have not seen
and
that.
he's like, suffer.
I haven't seen.
I gotta say it to you, bro. It's hilarious.
All right, so you haven't seen a bridge, but you're looking at this other funny shit.
Because it came up on Twitter. It was hilarious.
God, I really got to sit down with you and make you watch the bridge.
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
like, I really do. All right.
So would I put my son in that situation? If I lived in this world, and I guess I was Goku, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like Goku, knowing that Gohan was so strong this whole time, he might. You think Goku could possibly hold back?
Under these circumstances, I don't know. He was looking pretty winded.
Accident, you know.
I think he could always. I think if his son could do it, he could do it definitely. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's just maybe he just knows Gohan is just like this wealth of power that, you know, I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea from the jump, but we all know how it kind of turns out from there.
Right.
But yeah, that wraps up the first part of the Cell games. Our Cell games, I don't know, extravaganza. I don't know what you want to call it. The Earth is about to explode or it's about to get killed. I don't know if we want to call it extravaganza.
Cell would. He would call it extravaganza. He would call it extravaganza.
Oh my God, that's 100% true. The first part of the Cell games. Stay tuned because, you know, we're dropping another episode this week. We're not going to leave you hanging. We're not going to, you know, leave you like how they leave us on Thursdays. If you ever watch the old Toonami dub where it's like, fuck, I can't watch another one till Monday. We're not going to leave that long. We're going to come back a couple more days. We'll have part 2 of this entire series. And in part 2, you're going to want to tune into part 2 because part 2, we're doing a special giveaway. Make sure you tune into part 2. You're going to want to follow all these rules. You're going to want to follow things. Just to make sure that you're ahead of the curve, please follow RNC Radio Live on Twitter.
Yeah.
You'll already have won half the battle by doing that.
Absolutely.
Follow RNC Radio Live on Twitter. And you know, in the interim, you can just, you know, view all of our cool playlists that we got. We got a couple playlists coming out this week. We got pretty much for the month of June. We're killing on the playlist tip for Black Music Month. So, you know, stay tuned. We have a wealth of amazing shows. RSPN. We have RSPN in finals mode. How's that going for you, Jeff?
It's tiring, dude. It's a whirlwind right now. Of course, with the way the Warriors have been, man. You know, I mean, it's fun, but we're just enjoying it.
Listen, it's things could get a little bit crazy, but at any time, I mean, when you got the Cavaliers and you got the Warriors, I think it's just it goes beyond just
sport.
It's
still monumental.
Yeah, it's monumental, but it goes beyond sport and just becomes it becomes this like social like phenomenon where it's just like people are commenting their memes of game 1, just continue
terrible takes for retweets.
Yeah, all these other things. So you know what? You want to stay tuned to RSPN with Jeff, with Mark. We have other shows. We have RNC Radio, the podcast. We have Perfect Play with Huey. We have the A Show with myself and J5. We have our new podcast coming, the Late Fees podcast with Eric, Pat.
So excited for that, man.
And I think it's J5. And there's another person. No, I got to get the kinks completely.
There's 4.
There's 4. Listen, Eric, it's going to be
J5,
good.
His homie Pat. And then I forget the other homie's name.
Listen,
I just followed him the other day. But yeah.
Listen, we're gonna get all this. You're gonna get all this, and make sure you're gonna get a complete wealth of content over the next couple weeks. So make sure you're tuned in to RNC Radio. Make sure you continue to follow this podcast. So look out and share it and like it and subscribe and do all the other cool stuff you do with all your other podcasts. You know, it is what it is. But until then, we will be back. See you guys later.